This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
All right.
Welcome to DBL.
Like she just-
Classic Monday up in here.
Tori should have. It would have been more smooth if you had just descended from the ceiling. Okay.
Like Lady Gaga, remember? Oh, that was great.
Yeah, Stephanie Jones in the house.
Stephanie Jones from.
Guatemala was lovely.
How was
Thank you for
Saskatchewan?
asking. It was fabulous.
Yeah, lovely this time of year.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Steph's always on trips. All right, guys. We're going to start off with some sad news today with the passing of Suzanne Summers. We had a laugh in the beginning, but let's talk about Suzanne. She was a friend of our show and beloved actress, writer, and fitness entrepreneur, of course. Suzanne died following a 23-year battle with breast cancer, one day before her 77th birthday. We all remember her as Chrissy Snow, of course, on Three's Company, which was a huge hit and one of the most popular sitcoms at the time. Unfortunately, Suzanne was fired after she demanded equal pay with her male co-star John Ritter. She then went on to build a health and diet business empire. Who can forget the Thigh Master, which sold more than 10 million units. Suzanne and her husband Alan were married for 46 long years and made headlines for their very active sex life well into their 70s. Just before her death, Alan gave her an early birthday present of a handwritten love poem wrapped in her favorite pink peonies, writing, "I weep when I think about my feelings for you." Suzanne was also our friend. We interviewed her several times, and during one of those appearances, she shared just how magical her marriage really was. Let's take a look.
I was 20 years old, and I thought I may never get another chance. So I had my first pot brownie. It's the first time I ever went to a man's hotel room, and this first time I ever slept with a man on the first date. But we're here all these years later. I just knew. I knew he was the one. You know, that's that lucky thing, that chemistry thing. What is it? Yeah. If you believe in past lives, or maybe we knew each other in another life, but I just knew.
Definitely feeling for Alan today. Of course, Suzanne and her family and all that. But when you lose someone that you've been with for 46 years, you know, you really have to keep an eye on that person and look out for them. But let's celebrate Suzanne a little bit. She was a friend of our show. I felt like that interview was, you know, just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. It was in 2020.
I know.
I remember that.
Me
That
too.
was wild. And I remember they seemed so happy. They were joking. They're so in love. And like you said, like when you've been with someone for that long, that's longer than my life.
That's
a good point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mine too.
I mean,
And that's saying
really?
something.
Yeah, you're
Literally imagine that. So for Alan today, it's obviously for all of her family and her fans, it's going to be a really, really sad day. But for Alan, like you said, I hope his family are all keeping a good eye on him and making sure he's okay, because that is a devastating loss. And that's like, he'll feel like something's missing completely.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think we'll all feel like something's missing. Suzanne, I'm over here looking at her IMDb and scrolling with my finger the way people do when they're dating, because, you know, we can talk about her relationship, which was unbelievable. How open she was about her sexuality into her 70s, which was untalked about. The reason she ended up on this show is because she had the viral headline, "We sleep together 3 times a day in our 70s. Jeff and I had some fun with that. We kind of were like, we don't know about that. And you know what? Instead of clapping back online or saying that we're sex shaming older folks, she came on our show, had fun with us, and then came over and over again and gave us insight into her life. And one of the things I took away from her talking to us, Tori, is what a pioneer she was in terms of women's equal pay.
Yeah.
No one ever talked about that.
Al.
She was on a sitcom back when sitcoms used to do 50, 60 million viewers, back when you were really famous, and she was fired for that and never got rehired. So I hope that the people now that are fighting for rightly and getting equal pay understand she was one of the first people through the door.
I also want to say that she's always been a pioneer, but she was also a very funny actress. Like, comedically, she was great on Three's Company, Step by Step, and it takes a smart woman to do all that. She also talked about aging in a time when people were not talking about aging in that positive way for women, and we have her speaking about one of her books from our show. Take a look at this.
I don't know if you know, but I've written 27 books, so many of them health and hormones. And what I'm really trying to tell my constituency is that I may be in my 70s now, and I always thought when I got in this decade that it would be over. And I just want people to know it ain't over if you know how to take care of yourself, because aging is about worn out parts. So your hormones start working, declining, your nutrients start declining, your minerals start declining. So what I write about in my books is how to put it all back together again.
Yeah, so she really absolutely had something before anyone else, and she was the one to speak about it, and not always good for her career, but she did it for the right purposes.
That's right. What will you take from her legacy?
Oh my gosh, you know, to live life to the fullest. And like you said, she was coming on our show and she was battling with breast cancer.
Yeah.
She had been for a very long time. And she wasn't like mopey and sad. She was full of energy. She was talking about all the positivity, the love of her life, how much sex they were having, how crazy she was. We're going to hotel. She was just so much fun. She was so, I remember her joyousness, like the happiness.
Yeah, 23-year battle with breast cancer. And she didn't highlight it. You know, she kept moving forward.
What a warrior.
Inventing new things. Yeah.
What a soldier to fight that with a smile on her face. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
She will be
gracious.
missed.
Shout out to a white life well lived.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And reruns of Three's Company.
Oh,
one of my favorites.
always.
One of my favorites. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Melissa Etheridge, how she's giving her fans the ultimate concert experience on Broadway. And we're talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, of course, their PDA filled date night after they made SNL cameos.
I remember her just talking about like the products or like the things she was so proud of creating and
Which
making.
is amazing. And she
Yeah.
also did a lot of like natural, organic stuff with your gut.
Yeah.
Which people hadn't made the connection between mental health and gut health, I think, before. So again,
Yeah.
ahead of her time on that. But it's so funny when someone plays a ditz like Goldie Hawn on Laugh-In or Chrissy Snow. It's really funny to me when they're really, or Elisa Kudrow, Phoebe.
Yeah.
They're really, you have to be so smart to play dumb that well. Does that make sense? She was just like, but it's not just like, but John. It had the right timing of someone who felt it out, and she played
read
dumb.
through the whole thing.
No, and knowing you have to be super smart to play dumb. That's all I mean. To play the ditz, you gotta get it.
I mean, it makes. I mean,
You can't be ditzy to play the ditz. Does
somebody
that make
might be
sense?
like, "Well, what are you talking
Thank
about, Tori?"
you,
Think
yeah.
about like how in charge of your limbs and your face that Jim Carrey has to be
That's
to
right.
play like a
Like a
buffoon.
ballerina. That's right.
And in Ace Ventura, he's
control.
goofy, he's
Totally.
silly,
Yeah.
he has to be in control of his face. Right, and I just I'd never thought about that. Like there was a
dance to
smartness,
it.
Like it's
Yeah.
very difficult.
You cut that.
Remember
one
this
picture,
part in
right?
Ace?
Yes, on the balcony.
Yeah, if you miss it for 1/2 a second, it's so funny.
Yes.
That was the thing about John Ritter
He
when he would
didn't
fall.
jump from the balcony. He was pushed. I rest my case.
Was she?
This house is clear.
Oh, I know. You're
Still
talking
your
The
about.
demons. What was the demons? The demons heaven.
I have
Exercise the demons. That's right.
This house is clear. now. It's such
I know, I
a
could-
great.
Such a good movie.
Man.
Remember he goes, Ventura. Yes, Satan. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were somewhere else. But you gotta know.
That's right.
It's almost a
Because she was kinda
musician.
ditzy.
You gotta be that good with rhythm.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Terry, I remember. Welcome back to DBL. You know what time it is?
What?
Taylor Swift time.
How about
Taking a
when we say
weekend
when
off
it's not
Friday.
Taylor
I love
Swift
how
time?
Tori and I are so excited and Alice like goes into a deep
Well,
depression.
get ready, Tori, because here we go. Taylor Swift had a big weekend in New York. Let's break it down for Tori
Yes,
and you. First, Taylor made a brief cameo on Saturday Night Live's first show of the season when she introed rapper Ice Spice.
Yes.
Who is that?
A
That's
great
how old I am.
singer-rapper.
Travis Kelce also made a cameo at the end of a skit that made fun of his NFL coverage of him and Taylor. Way to make fun of yourself. That's fun. After the show, the two walked hand in hand into the SNL after party, where a source told Page Six the two were packing on the PDA, but there might have been some PDA before the party even started. Some fans noticed a little red on Travis's lips there, and Taylor's lipstick Well, it looks perfect, but
Okay,
I'm going to say a
okay.
little smudge for the bit. On Sunday, the two stepped out for a second date night in New York. Also, some people said Travis was holding Taylor's hand like a football.
Is that how you hold a football?
A little
Like
one,
this?
A little
football? Okay, let me just say this. I did a deep dive, okay? Not only they did little cameos, they went to SNL after party, and apparently her bodyguards were like, we get her out of the car. We stand by her when she's at the after party. And Travis apparently went up to the security guards. He's what, 6'5"? Like, he's a big, big dude, right? And he goes, I got it. That's so
I thought
hot.
there was more to that story.
No.
Okay.
And they stepped aside, and he's like, I got her. And everywhere you go, you watch, hand on the back, hand holding, hand opening the door, like what she needs. She's a tall girl. She needs a big man, and he's that guy. Ooh,
all right.
It's looking good.
Is as much in the relationship. As
I am
Taylor is.
so
Yes.
into it. I love that she wanted someone to pursue her, someone that was an alpha, someone that's going to protect her, and she is looking so happy.
She does look
She
very
looks
happy.
so
and it looks genuine.
sincerely
And I think
happy.
I know people are saying, oh, is it a publicity stunt? I think she seems really
happy.
genuine.
Yeah.
It seems sincere. I mean, she's not like putting on a huge show, I don't
Nope.
think. Like, I think they seem sincerely
These
happy.
two are together because they have the right amount of fame at the right time, and they both enjoy it. She's been with other people that don't like the spotlight. That makes it hard for someone who does.
Absolutely.
So
That don't like the spotlight.
Joe Alwyn famously hated the whole thing, right? Her 6-year-long boyfriend. And when she went back on tour, he's like, I don't want that. Well, she does. Part of her is a little wafy girl in the woods, and part of her is that girl.
Showgirl.
Yeah, and she needs somebody who can do both.
Yeah.
I can't follow that. All right, we're not done with Taylor yet, Tori. Get your
Okay.
fan out. Her Eras Tour movie opened this weekend. It brought in more than $95 million in the U.S., making it the highest grossing concert film of all time. But fans did go a little too crazy in the theater. We're going to show you videos like this, showing fans dancing, singing, and basically losing their minds during the show. It's kind of what you do at a concert, though,
Yeah,
right?
thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, during the credits, a group of fans dance in a circle by the screen.
How
but not
awful.
all the Swifties were impressed. Some called this behavior disrespectful. Others said they should offer singing and non-singing tickets to the film.
Yes,
It
for-
is a concert.
Give me a break.
No,
I'll
it's
take
not.
it away.
It's a movie.
It's a movie concert.
Black people get a reputation for talking in the theater. What was that? You know what I'm saying? How come there's no backlash on that? I honestly, a lot of people, I would just want to go to that just to be like, down in front. Because somebody's
can't
got to
hear.
stand up for adults. That was a very strange scene, Steph, with people standing.
It's not my
It's
cup of
very
tea.
strange.
Okay, what do you do at a Rocky Horror Picture Show? Do you sit down and enjoy quietly, or do you get up and dance?
Rocky Horror
Rocky
Picture Show
Horror
is different.
Picture
That's
Show.
Yeah, you all do the
musical. No, that's different, Tori.
Why? This is a concert film. We all get up.
It's a
you
movie
are not.
theater.
I do think if you're going to go see a Taylor Swift movie, you should expect. If it's not this, I'd be like, what is going
Agreed,
on?
agreed,
I think this
agreed.
is the standard. They'll be sharing friendship bracelets. There's probably some kind of powwow meditation afterwards. I don't know.
You know, there's a survey that says people who watch Taylor Swift genuinely become more positive and happier.
Oh.
There's like an
Who did that
actual
survey?
the survey people.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, you could get this. I'm gonna leave that.
Okay, I'll look it up in the
Yeah.
break and we'll confirm because it's true. I don't see anything wrong with this. People joining hands
It's
and dancing.
very strange. That's why.
For a
It's
concert
it
film?
looked very strange.
Do you think it's
I think if you
No, I don't. I don't think it's strange because listen, some
Couldn't
people can't
afford it.
afford a concert, right? So you go there, tickets I'm sure are $20, 25, candy and everything. It's still a night out, $100 if you have some kids. But you want them to get that concert experience if they're there with like girls their own age. I wouldn't expect people just to sit there. It's not
Exactly.
Oppenheimer.
I think Taylor
It's a
Swift
concert. So I'm like,
encouraging
yeah,
that
go for it.
behavior,
Amen.
For sure.
Amen.
I agree.
Yeah. If you can't afford to go, this was your time to go.
You mean what I just
people
said?
have seen
I was just
it
backing
many
it up.
times. They're still going. It's huge.
You guys want to push back on the survey?
Oh, I'll find it.
You could just say that about
You
a
could
lot
say
of
if you
things.
stay in the bathroom for 90 seconds a day, you're happier.
Yeah,
I just made that up.
Yeah, that's not real.
A, I
But go
didn't.
ahead.
B, I didn't. And staying in the toilet is not that happy.
When you got a family, it's the best place in the house.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of tours, Madonna finally kicked off her celebration tour in London less than 6 months after her serious health scare, and it was a true family affair. Madonna's 11-year-old daughter, Esther, struck a pose on stage during the hit song Vogue.
Love it.
Her other daughter, Lourdes, was seated next to her and gave her sis a perfect 10. Her 17-year-old daughter, Mercy James, played piano while Madonna sang her hit Bad Girl. And her son David also showed up and played guitar during Madonna's song Mother and Father. Her daughter Stella was also on stage during Madonna's performance of Don't Tell Me. Madonna is 65, by the way, and that script was long.
Yeah.
Are you 65 now?
Yeah.
This is a weird take, but like as I was watching her kids perform, I was like, there's people that have trained for 20, 30 years, dancers, musicians, to get to that point. And now it is nepotism.
Of course
It is, and I mean, yeah, of course, do that, but I don't know. Are your fans suffering not seeing professionals?
Madonna is an expressive, creative, one-of-a-kind, groundbreaking artist. She's not putting anyone up on that stage. Yes, this is nepotism, but it's Madonna's kids. And people I know went to that concert and they recorded her daughter playing the piano, and they said this is literally, she's as good as a with hands down. They said, and literally that was Miley Class. She's one of the most world famous pianists, and she was like, this girl is so talented. It's unbelievable.
All right, we got 20 seconds to hard out. Madonna or T Swift?
Oh, Madonna, any day. Oh, the Queen of Vogue. Like she walked. Wait, Madonna. She ran so that Taylor Swift could walk.
We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. Tori, no rebuttal. It's Madonna. Coming up on DBL, we're talking with Melissa Etheridge about her one-woman Broadway show that's coming up next.
According to a press release, Polestar had a
More than 2,500 people have been killed since Hamas launched an attack on Israel. Many claims and images have been circulating about the attack. We're going to verify 3. First up, was Hamas's attack on Israel funded by $6 billion of American taxpayer money? Let's follow the money trail. Iran has helped fund Hamas for years. About a month ago, as part of a prisoner swap, the U.S. unfroze $6 billion that South Korea had paid Iran for oil. That money had been frozen as part of sanctions back in 2019. It's not U.S. taxpayer dollars. The money is currently sitting in the Qatari banking system, and news reports indicate that the U.S. has reached a deal with Qatar to not allow Iran to access the funds for the time being. Iran's role in the Hamas attack remains unclear. Next up, this viral post claims to show Israel attempting to create fake footage of war deaths, but that's not true. Using video forensics tools, Verify traced the clip back to a TikTok from April of 2022. The caption says the clip is behind-the-scenes footage from a video shoot. So, which film did it come from? It's a Palestinian film called Empty Place that was released in 2022. In the film, you can see the same boy from the video lying on the ground. And finally, this video claims to show Hamas militants parachuting into Israel, but that's not real either. The video was actually filmed in Egypt. Verify traced the viral video back to a TikTok posted on September 27th. Using Google Translate, the original video says it shows footage of the Egyptian Thunderbolt landing at the Egyptian El Massar Club. So, what does that tell us? Well, the Egyptian Thunderbolt is an Egyptian Army Special Forces unit, and the El Massar Club is a soccer club based in Cairo, Egypt. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Welcome back. Melissa Etheridge has an unbelievable career that spans decades, and in her new memoir and Broadway show, she continues to be one of the most honest and raw musicians of all time. Earlier, we spoke with her all about it. Take a look. Please welcome to the show, Melissa Etheridge!
Melissa, I love it. I'm going to play your music all weekend on the balcony just to celebrate you. But let's get back to you. You just released your new memoir, Talking to My Angels. But this is not your first memoir. You also wrote one 20 years ago. So I want to know, how are you a different person from that book to this one?
Well, think about how different you are from 20 years ago. You know, wow. It's like that first book was the how I got to a certain point, and you know, sort of my childhood and stuff. This one is much deeper. I've lived through so much more. My you know, adult life has had many twists and turns in it, and this book has more spirit in it, more about just the journey that this life can be and how I've gotten through it.
Wow, such inspiring, like just your whole story is just so inspiring. Your life story has gone from the page to the stage with your Broadway show, My Window. But you said you actually had to cut some parts of your life out for the show. So what are some parts that didn't make it in?
Give us the
so
tea.
Much that didn't make it. You know, there's stuff that didn't even make the book. You know, it's just my life has been very rich, very filled with ups and downs, all kinds of contrast, and you know, what is in the Broadway show is the musical track, and then sort of my love life and that track, and then cancer and spirit and everything after that. That's pretty much the Broadway show.
That's a lot. Yeah. And just what a career. I think what really stands out about your art to me is that you're not afraid to talk about the dark times. A big part of your life story is when you lost your son Beckett 3 years ago. Can you talk to us about like how performing helps you deal with that pain?
People do ask me afterwards. I mean, the show is a lot of fun, and then right at the end, I bring in my son's death, and then how every day when I do this show, I lift myself up and say, my son would want me to be happy. My son would want me to go on with my life and my journey. He would not want me to take on any guilt or shame about the choices he made and what happened in his life. And that heals me every single day. I do that. Every single night when I do that, I'm telling myself that, no, get up. This is what you're supposed to do. This is the best thing.
Wow, his memory certainly is a blessing for you. You've always been an LGBTQ icon. You came out in 1993, and so did your biggest hit, Come to My Window, Baby.
She's never going to be on our show again.
She will be on the show.
You've sang that at karaoke a few times.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited to sing it to you. But I wanted to know, seriously, what was going through your head when you first made the announcement? Because I wanted to know, were you mentally prepared for what was to come, whatever it may be?
No, there was not a lot of people out at that time at all. It wasn't something that you did. We were in the midst of don't ask, don't tell. Everyone was like, okay, maybe you are, but don't say anything. And it was just, it wasn't really planned on my part. I happened to be surrounded by a lot of really powerful LGBT leaders. I was at Bill Clinton's inauguration, and I was like, you know, very proud to be a lesbian, and it just happened. And I tell you, people always ask me, you know, did it hurt my career? And I went from just selling under 1 million records each record to 6 million records that album. So it did not hurt my career, and everything's been fine.
Wow. There's a lot of power in living your truth, and you are definitely a shining example of that. But we understand your daughter got you into Taylor Swift, and you're also a big Chiefs fan. So as a football fan, do you think the whole Taylor and Travis thing is a distraction to the game, or does it make it more entertaining?
I think it makes it more entertaining.
Amen.
I think it brings in young girls. I grew up with my father loving football and loving the Chiefs, so I am not a bandwagon Chiefs fan. I've been a Chiefs fan through the really dark days. And so I love seeing all these Swifties, all these young girls going, who, football, what? And really, getting on and starting to watch football. I think football is a lot of fun, so I'm all for it.
Melissa, it's been an honor that you came to our window. Thank you so much.
What a life.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you.
Bed bugs are tiny parasites that feed on the blood of humans and animals in the middle of the night.
It's all over my leg, and the other leg as well.
While they're not known to spread disease, bed bugs can be very difficult to control and hard to spot. They hide in dark places like between cushions, in mattresses, and on clothes. People who attended Paris Fashion Week found that out the hard way.
It's so freaking itchy, and I've been checking all my bags to make sure I don't carry any of them home.
Now many people online are sharing tips on how to kill bed bugs and avoid an infestation. One post with nearly 2 million views claimed putting your clothes in the freezer for 4 days can kill bed bugs. Using these sources, I'll verify that claim and a few others. Claim 1. Washing and drying infested fabrics on high heat can kill bed bugs. That's true. Our sources say heat treatment is one of the most effective ways to kill all stages of bed bugs.
We recommend that you wash and dry both as hot as you can get it. Standard hot water needs to be at least 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit, more or less.
If the item is too big for the washing machine, our experts say steam cleaning kills bed bugs too. Claim 2. Freezing infested items can kill bed bugs. That needs context. In controlled scientific studies, cold temperatures can kill some bed bugs when left in a sealed bag in the freezer at 0 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 3 days. But the EPA and entomologist Dr. Floyd Shockley both say that the freezers that most people have at home don't get cold enough to be effective.
It will kill many, but it won't kill all of them.
And finally, claim 3.
Alcohol. Alcohol kills bed bugs.
That's true. Rubbing alcohol can kill bed bugs, but our sources say it isn't recommended. Terminix says rubbing alcohol is flammable, so it's not really a good idea to spray it or soak upholstered surfaces or fabrics with it. And Orkin says rubbing alcohol isn't a guaranteed solution because bed bugs are excellent hiders, so it doesn't work unless you directly spray the bugs with it. Now, if you're unable to control a bed bug infestation on your own,
And it's time to talk to a professional because they will find harborages in your home that will make it impossible to treat.
with your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
This message warning about a cyber attack is going viral on X and Facebook. It claims hackers are using WhatsApp to widely share malware in the form of images of fighting in Jewish settlements, and by opening these images, you allow access to your phone. But are these warnings legit? Let's verify. Our sources are WhatsApp, cybersecurity company Fortra, and a professor with Boston University's Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. WhatsApp tells Verify the viral chain message is a hoax and says there's no evidence of this happening on their platform. We found a nearly identical fake message circulated in the aftermath of an earthquake in Morocco last month, and another similar hoax was shared in 2021. None of these warnings were real. So, no, warnings about a WhatsApp cyber attack linked to Israel-Hamas war images are not legit. Our professor explained while it's theoretically possible to infect a phone with malware using an image, the tactic is rare and usually used against targeted victims, not the general public. If you ever receive an unsolicited message, our sources say, use caution before clicking or downloading attachments.
Welcome back. If you suffer from arthritis, eating these fruits could help manage your symptoms. It's time for some joint and muscle support, brought to you by Omega XL. Experts say people who eat mangoes, strawberries, tart cherries, and red raspberries can help manage inflammation and maintain healthy joints. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits has transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-726-5185 or visit omegaxl.com for more information.
This is going to sound really dumb, but you said red raspberries. Are there any other color?
I was thinking the same thing.
There's blackberries. See you tomorrow.